Assalamualaikum and salam biru warna. We are from Group 6 and we want to present about Malay traditional clothing. So without further ado, let's begin this presentation.
Cultural heritage include artifacts, monument, a group of building and site, museum that have a diversity of value including symbolic, historic, artistic, aesthetic, ethnological or anthropological, scientific and social significance. It includes tangible heritage, intangible cultural heritage embedded into culture, and natural heritage artifacts, site or monuments. Intangible heritage is important to be passed down through the generation. Cultural heritage creative industry include museum, archive, restoration, and preservation. Traditional Malay clothing is an essential part of cultural heritage, especially Baju Melayu are deep historical and cultural significance. It links to significant cultural events and ceremony such as marriage and Hari Raya. They also serve as a reflection of identity, custom and values of the Malay community. However, the Baju Melayu is getting an update. Although facing some challenges, it has solutions and some support from key players to help to sustain traditional Malay clothing.
Commercial viability is one of the challenges to keep the sustainability of Malay traditional clothes. Most of the people nowadays prefer to wear modest clothing and the preference or choices might be derived from the accommodation of Western influence in fashion, music and lifestyle. This leaves traditional clothes perceived as old-fashioned or worn on particular occasions. The perceptions affects the accommodations of traditional clothes on a daily basis and it might not appeal in the modern fashion market. High production costs due to the need for skilled artisans and competition from cheap, mass-produced imitations threaten traditional clothing. This devalues authentic attire and risks driving artisans into bankruptcy, leading to economic and cultural losses. Potential solutions include educating consumers on the value of authentic clothing, introducing certification for genuine products, and providing support to artisans. Balancing cultural heritage preservation with modern economic realities is crucial to sustaining this important part of cultural identity. Traditional clothing businesses struggle with market and branding due to the limited resources. They face difficulties in modernizing designs while preserving cultural integrity. The rise of the e-commerce has changed consumer shopping habits. Many traditional clothing businesses lack the infrastructure and knowledge needed for online platforms. These transitions can be challenges for them. Ensuring cultural heritage isn't compromised while adapting to modern trends is essential. Last but not least, there is the issue of sustainability. Global consumers become increasingly eco-conscious. The resource-intensive traditional textile industry is under pressure to go green, adding another layer of complexity and cost.
Moving on to the second challenges, which is a cultural delusion. Globalization has greatly affected the cultural authenticity of traditional Malay clothing. The famous Malay traditional outfits like Baju Melayu, Baju Kurung and Baju Kebaya have been changed to follow global fashion trends. These changes offer a range of important traditional details such as unique decorations, original patterns and traditional design. Using modern fabrics and simpler style has weakened the cultural identity and rich heritage in these clothes. Oh yeah, not only that, modern modification also impact traditional values. A clear example that I can give is the change in Baju Melayu. It was originally made with a neat and modest design to show its Malay values of tidiness and respect. But now, it has become loose and more casual to focus on comfort instead of tradition. Also, the beautiful hand-woven songket fabric has been replaced by machine-made version, which is a lowers its artistic and cultural value. Hence, these modern changes not only harm the originality of traditional Malay clothing, but it also risks losing the deep cultural meaning this outfit carried. If this continues, traditional clothing may lose its cultural importance and Malay heritage may not be fully preserved for future generations.
Challenges 3. Lack of awareness. This is because younger generation lack of understanding and appreciation for Malay traditional clothing. The symbolism in its design and pattern is also less known and causing them to not feel its cultural value and importance. Without this understanding, traditional clothing is seen only as ceremonial clothing. Because younger generation lack of awareness has led to decline in the use of traditional Malaysian clothing in daily life. with many younger generation considering it outdated and only suitable for certain occasions such as wedding or cultural festival. Here is a lack of educational resource related to traditional clothing, such as books, documentaries, and learning materials that can help the younger generation understand and appreciate this heritage. Other than that, this is because limited efforts to educate about history, symbolism, and craftsmanship. Both society and the government demonstrate limited awareness and sensitivity toward the preservation, significance, and promotion of traditional Malay clothing. The education system in school does not place much emphasis on cultural and heritage aspect, including traditional clothing. Example, element of traditional clothing such as Baju Melayu, tanja, and kain sangket, which are associated with the character of Hang Tuah, are rarely incorporated into history or cultural curriculum. Limited curriculum content results in students being less exposed to the beauty and artistic value of traditional clothing.
Including traditional attire in school curriculums help young people understand Malaysia's cultural heritage. Activities like pattern making, sewing classes, and cultural events allow students to learn about the craftsmanship, history, and significance of Baju Kurung, Baju Kebaya, and Baju Melayu in a hands-on manner. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube can spotlight traditional Malay attire through engaging content. Styling tips, behind-the-scenes videos of artisan at work, and historical storytelling can make this garment relatable and desirable. Collaborating with influencers and celebrities can further showcase their beauty, versatility, and relevance in modern fashion. Traditional Malay garments like Baju Kurung, Baju Kebaya, and Baju Melayu can be modernized by incorporating elements like asymmetrical hemlines, tailored fits, or unisex designs. Adding traditional motifs like songket or batik to contemporary clothing items such as jackets, dresses, and streetwear makes them more appealing to young and global audiences. Collaborating with local designers ensures traditional craftsmanship is preserved while adapting to modern trends. Partnering with international designers can lead to cross-cultural collections such as gowns inspired by Malay batik or global-ready Baju Kebaya styles. These partnerships celebrate heritage while expanding the appeal of traditional attire in the global fashion market. Government grants and subsidies are essential to sustain artisans and small business producing intricate traditional textiles like batik and songket. These funds help lower production costs, ensuring fair wages while preserving the high standards of craftsmanship. Collaboration with local and international retailers can expand market reach. For example, traditional garments can be introduced in malls, e-commerce platforms, and even fashion shows. Retailers can create co-branded collections or special editions inspired by Malay motifs, making these garments more accessible and appealing to a broader audience while elevating their status as stylish and culturally significant in modern fashion.
Hello, I'm ANAZ. Now, let's move to key players. The first one is government agencies. I will begin with the role of government agencies in sustaining Malay traditional clothes. One key player is the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, or MOTAC. They contribute in three main ways. The first one is cultural promotion. MOTAC organize exhibition, fashion show, and culture festival to highlight traditional Malay clothes such as Baju Kurung, Baju Melayu, and songket. Number two is heritage documentation. They support research and documentation to preserve the history and craftsmanship of this garment. Number three, educational programs. MOTAC partners with school and communities to promote awareness of the cultural significance of these garments. These efforts ensure that Malay traditional clothing remains a valued and visible part of our culture. The second key players is non-governmental organization or NGO, which play a complementary role in supporting locals, artisans, and promoting traditional attire. For example, Kraftangan Malaysia collaborates with NGOs to preserve traditional weaving and tailoring techniques. They focus on, number one is cultural advocacy, raising awareness about the importance of Malay traditional clothes through campaign and public programs. Number two is training and workshop, conducting sewing, weaving, and embroidery workshop to ensure that traditional craftsmanship is passed down to future generation. Number three, artisan support, providing financial and marketing assistance to help local artisans sustain their craft. These NGOs ensure that the artisans' work receive both recognition and support locally and globally. Our final key player is educational institution. Universities such as University of Technology Mara, UiTM, play an integral role in preserving and advancing the knowledge of Malay traditional clothes. Their efforts includes number 1, curriculum development, sustaining knowledge and appreciation of traditional attire by incorporating it into academics and vocational education. Number 2, research and camp innovation, conducting studies on the history, design and sustainability of garments like songket and batik. The last one is cultural event. Students actively participate in organizing exhibition and fashion show and learn how to handle cultural festival to promote traditional clothes. Educational institutions bridge the gap between heritage and modern innovation, ensure that these traditional remain relevant in contemporary society. Thank you.
Traditional Malay attire represent Malaysia, cultural identity and heritage. However, some challenges like commercial viability, cultural dilution and lack of awareness have impacted its preservation. Strategies like integrating modern design with traditional elements, education and economic support, along with collaboration between key players like government agency, NGO, and educational institutions are important for sustaining these cultural symbols. While modernization is acceptable, it is essential to retain the traditional identity and aesthetic of Malay attire to protect its cultural significance.
Alright guys, thank you for watching this video presentation, and we are from grade 6. We want to wish you guys all the best for this upcoming examination. Thank you so much. Bye.